Y'all ready?
Yes.
Okay. Vivian, if you want to go ahead and share the slides. Perfect. Yeah, Vivian, if you want to go ahead and just put it in presentation mode so we're ready. Peter said we could, and then he'll let us know when it's time.
All right, well, thank you everyone who's tuning in, who is joining us for the first time today, or if you're returning from the first half of the presentations. And we just want to welcome you all back to the Add2 Public Service Competition. Please join me in welcoming our next presenting team, Add2 Dallas. To the Dallas team, once you begin presenting, you will have 15 minutes to present, and I will give you time updates in the chat at 5 minutes remaining, 2 minutes remaining, and 30 seconds remaining. Without further ado, Dallas, the floor is yours. You may now begin your presentation.
Hey, Peter, I know we're not supposed to start talking until we're ready, but one of our teammates can't hear anything. Trying to get through some technical things real quick.
Yeah, no worries. Just keep us updated.
Okay. Oh, good. She can hear now. Okay. Okay. Hi, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Kendall Mason, and I'm the outgoing president for Add2 Dallas. And today I'm joined by Shelby Smith, our incoming president, as well as Vivian De La Cruz, one of our copywriters for Element Add2. She'll be working on the slides and help answer some questions at the end. We're so excited to be here and to share all the hard work our public service team has been working on for the past year. So let's do this. As humans, we hope to live until we're at least 100 years old, but realistically, our life expectancy is more about 80 years old. Now imagine being told you're expected to live 18 years less than that. That's a reality Jubilee Park residents face, as they're not expected to live as long as the average Dallas resident. The glaring disparity between Jubilee residents and Dallas residents doesn't end there. According to the Conduent Healthy Communities Institute, Jubilee Park ranks number 5 on the Socio Needs Index with a score of 95.1. This value in ranking indicates that the Jubilee area, circled in red, has high socioeconomic needs and is usually correlated with poor health outcomes. In comparison to their neighbors north of the highway I-30, circled in blue, that have an index score of 5.5 and a rank of number 1. Additionally, Jubilee has been designated as a food desert and a medically underserved area. Residents of this neighborhood have limited access to primary care clinics and fresh food. It's often taken for granted what a luxury it is to buy weekly groceries or head to the doctor for a checkup. Scheduling doctor visits and grocery shopping can feel like a chore. It's a mundane thing we do without having second thoughts. We don't worry about having reliable transportation or whether we have enough money to buy food or buy fresh and healthy food. But it's a big deal for residents living in a medically underserved area and a food desert to buy fresh food and have reliable transportation to a medical center. The disparities are numerous and daunting, but Jubilee Park and Community Center has taken on the task. For more than 20 years, Jubilee Park and Community Center has been serving the Jubilee neighborhood. Their work spans throughout the 5 pillars that you see here on this slide, but our main focus for the campaign was the health pillar, as this was requested by our client. Jubilee Park and Community Center is committed to place-based community wellness. Jubilee offers resources and education for children and families to help them eat nutritiously, get proper exercise, access healthcare, and build their own healthy lifestyles. Though the center does amazing work for their community, their services are relatively unknown to the rest of us in the city. Neighboring Dallas residents of Jubilee Park are also unaware of the health disparities their neighbors face, such as limited access to healthcare and increased risk of health issues. To remedy this, we set our campaign objective to be educational while also increasing awareness. Our goal was to create a campaign to educate potential donors about the health resources and services Jubilee Park and Community Center offers, but that can also serve as a tool or launching pad for future Jubilee projects. With this campaign, we will measure our campaign success against our measurable goal of reaching more than 50,000 DFW residents and serving 1 million impressions. We will also measure the effectiveness of the campaign via the following KPIs: video views, landing page visits, and social media engagement.
As the first step, we launched a survey to give us a better understanding of our audience. Our results showed that our respondents lived in the suburbs and affluent areas in Dallas. Though they were aware of Jubilee, they were not aware of the health services that they offer. These key findings helped us shape our campaign objective and refine our target audience. For this campaign, we wanted to reach as many people as possible, so we broadened our reach to target Dallas-Fort Worth residents. Though we have this broad reach, it was also important to target residents living in the affluent neighborhood of Lakewood, which is just across the highway from Jubilee. We wanted to specifically target Lakewood as they fit the demographic of a person who is 25 years or older, has an interest in charities or nonprofits, and is in a financial position to donate. Having a solid idea on who we are targeting made it easier to choose media placements for the campaign. We knew we wanted to have an integrated campaign as we understood our target audience would be open to multiple forms of media. We opted to have a mix of media, including print, digital, out of home, and social. The theme we landed on with the client was neighbors no matter the distance. This slogan encapsulates the sentiment of being a good neighbor and going the extra mile for someone who lives just a few miles away. In addition to emphasizing the neighborly aspect of the slogan, Jubilee wanted to incorporate the social distance imagery into the copy to make it relevant. Our microsite was created separately from the main Jubilee Park website to ensure we could track activity and engagement from the campaign. The microsite will be published in late June and feature an attention-grabbing video that provides visitors with additional information about Jubilee Park's health initiatives and the prevalent issue of health disparities and resource gaps in Dallas. It will also include an easy way to donate to Jubilee Park. Our second avenue for media is paid social, specifically Facebook ads. We plan to run 3 different ads, all of which highlight the health disparities between Jubilee residents and other Dallas residents. These ads, as you can see here, are informative, attention-grabbing, and feature shocking statistics. They also include copy that inspires the target audience to get involved by donating to Jubilee Park and Community Center. In addition to our digital efforts, we incorporated traditional print ads to increase our reach. The ad space includes a quarter-page ad and a full-page ad, and were donated by Dallas Voice and Focus News. With the full-page ad, we wanted to take advantage of the space given and create a visually appealing infographic. Similar to the paid social ads on Facebook, this ad has gripping and educational copy that motivates the reader to donate to Jubilee Park and Community Center. It was also important for the reader to connect with the ad as the overarching theme of the campaign is being neighborly. With such a prevalent theme of neighborhoods throughout the ads, we thought it was an obvious choice to include out-of-home advertising as well. Not only would we get high reach, but we would drive home the message of being a neighbor no matter the distance. The ad selected for this channel features subliminal messaging of travel and reaching a destination, which we think will stick out to drivers. To round out our media choices, we believe that it was not only important to highlight the disparities between Jubilee Park residents and Dallas residents, it's also important to show the impact Jubilee Park and Community Center makes on the community. And with that, we'd like to play the 1-minute video that Equilateral Film shot for us.
My name is Alejandra Saldaña, and I'm the Health and Wellness Manager at Jubilee. I've been tasked with being able to grow our youth sports program, as well as the partnership with Parkland for our Jubilee Clinic. In terms of equity and health equity, we're wanting to offer those services to help, one, in disease prevention, and two, navigating the healthcare system. Health programs such as family cooking classes, educational workshops, health coaching. We also still offer Zumba and aerobics, chair yoga and meditation, and maybe some light body weight exercises for folks to be able to participate in. We want to make sure that we're offering services in a holistic way. So yes, the clinic will be there and we'll be able to provide actual patient to doctor services, but we want to make sure that it doesn't stop there. The continuation of that is where Jubilee comes in, helping not just prolong life, but make it a well-lived life.
We were lucky to have amazing partners working with us to provide great ads for the Jubilee team. We received generous donations such as digital billboards, video production services, and influencer promotions. As you can see from this table, the number of donations, along with the approximated cost of our agency services, amounted to over $450,000. We're so thankful for our donors and can't wait to launch our campaign. Speaking of launching our campaign, we anticipate going live with the campaign in late June. We did experience some delays, like the Dallas winter storm, which affected our launch as the client had to pivot their attention away from the campaign to help out the neighborhood. The client also wanted to postpone the launch as they didn't want it to conflict with the announcement of their new clinic, which broke ground early last week. These things required us to adjust and push back our campaign launch to later this month. When the campaign does launch, we anticipate reaching our goal of 1 million impressions. Based on previous campaigns, an integrated campaign like this one, that includes out-of-home, paid social, and print ads, tends to receive the most impressions. We estimate that we'll receive 100,000 paid social impressions, 515,000 out-of-home impressions with our digital Clear Channel billboard, 300,000 Instagram impressions, 80,000 print and web impressions, and 5,000 organic social impressions. Our team feels incredibly honored to have partnered with Jubilee Park and Community Center and to have made an impact in the Southeast Dallas community. Shout out to all of our amazing vendors and teammates. And with that, thank you for your time.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Add2Dallas. At this time, you can stop sharing your screen and we will place you into a breakout room with all of the judges for up to 7 minutes of Q&A. And then from there, your entire team can leave the meeting directly from that breakout room. All right, well, thank you everybody who's still tuned in. We will see you back here at 4:05 p.m. Eastern for Add2 Tampa Bay. Hello, all, and welcome back. We will begin here in about 5 minutes with our next presenting team, Add to Tampa Bay. Oops, sorry, about 15 minutes. Hello all and welcome back to the Add to Public Service competition. We will be back live here in about 5 minutes for our next presenting team, Add to Tampa Bay at 4:05 p.m. Eastern. Tampa Bay team, you can begin sharing your screen and setting up your presentation, and then I will introduce you here in just a few moments, and from there we can kick it off.
Ready when you are.
Perfect. We'll just give folks a few more minutes to get into the live stream, and I'll introduce you at 4:05. Alrighty, hello everybody and welcome back to the Add2 Public Service Competition. Please join me in welcoming our next presenting team, Add2 Tampa Bay. To the Tampa Bay team, once you begin presenting and speaking, you will have 15 minutes and I will give you updates in the chat in the green room at 5 minutes remaining, 2 minutes remaining, and 30 seconds remaining. So without further ado, Tampa Bay, the floor is yours.
Hi there, I just want to say go Tampa Bay Lightning today because they're playing. I'm Deb.
And I'm Irene.
And we're here from Add to Tampa Bay to present our campaign for this year's public service client.
In order to decide who we would serve this year, we narrowed down our clients through a written application process, and then we invited our finalists to pitch virtually.
When Oasis began their pitch to us, their genuine passion and enthusiasm for their cause was evident, and so was their need for our help. With only one full-time employee and a network of volunteers, it was clear that they could truly benefit from our services. We also appreciated that they had a proven history of making an impact in our community, and they knew exactly what they wanted from our campaign.
The biggest impact from their pitch to us was the story of a high school student who was considering dropping out of school because his shoes were falling apart. He had to walk to and from school every day, but his mom couldn't afford a new pair. So Oasis was able to connect with his school social worker to provide him with a new pair of shoes. From there, he went on to graduate high school and obtain further success. Upon hearing this story, we immediately knew how big Oasis's impact was, and that was something that we really wanted to contribute to.
So a little bit more about our client Oasis. They were originally formed in 2001 by local mothers who saw a serious need in their community. Oasis was created to supply children the means of success through basic necessities such as clothing, hygiene items, and more for students in need.
Oasis functions in 3 locations that they call clothing closets.
So their current process involves partnering with schools in the district and school social workers, otherwise known as SSWs within Hillsborough County. A student is identified by a teacher and connects with a SSW. The SSW then reaches out to Oasis to request essentials that the student needs. Keep in mind that Oasis has no direct contact with students or families that they serve.
Our research showed that poverty reduces a child's readiness for school, leading to poor physical health, reduced motor skills, diminished ability to concentrate and recall information, and a lack of motivation.
So we found that in Hillsborough County specifically, the percentage of population living under the poverty line is 13.1% higher than the national average. Kids of poverty are eligible for free or reduced lunch, which also means that they're eligible for Oasis services. We found that over 2/3 of students within Hillsborough County meet this criteria for eligibility, yet Oasis only serves 5%. So we had to ask ourselves, why?
So the client relayed challenges of a lack of community awareness and understanding for who Oasis is and how they serve. And this is contributed to by limited marketing and communication efforts.
Knowing that there are so many more students in Tampa that Oasis is able to reach, their ultimate goal for this campaign was to serve more.
So we came up with 3 campaign objectives that would help solve the challenges that Oasis was facing.
So although Oasis serves within all 250 Hillsborough County schools, they fail to exceed more than 11,500 students year over year. So our first objective is to increase the number of students served by 150. And our campaign will run over a 3-month time period. So this would be an added 50 students per month.
And then our second and third goals were to increase website traffic by 5% and online engagement by 5%.
So to obtain these objectives, our campaign focused on 2 main audience groups. The first being school social workers or SSWs and teachers being the second. During our research, we visited Dawn at one of Oasis's clothing closets, which you saw in an earlier slide. And we learned that Oasis clothing closets are only accessible to Hillsborough County school social workers. We learned that Oasis partners with SSWs who partner with teachers within the district to identify at-risk students. Since OASIS is not permitted direct contact with students, we felt both of these groups would help us reach our goal of serving more students and assist in our goals of increasing website traffic and online engagement.
During our research, we also conducted a Google survey which targeted teachers of Hillsborough County, and we administered this through Facebook groups and over email. And through this survey, we found that many teachers were not even aware of OASIS services at all, and that there was a disconnect between teachers and social workers. And we also learned that both groups struggle with being overworked and a lack of time and resources. And then our research also showed us that the best platforms to reach our target audience would be Facebook and Instagram.
So now that we understood what we wanted to accomplish and who we wanted to target, we needed to figure out how we would obtain our campaign objectives. So before our campaign began, our client had outdated branding, little social media engagement, no advertising, and no ways for school social workers to easily place orders online. Knowing that teachers and SSWs are unaware of OASIS and often too busy to seek new resources, we decided to take a direct approach to campaign strategy. Through these direct marketing efforts, we would encourage the use of OASIS and raise awareness among our target audience in hopes of obtaining our objectives.
We were really excited to give OASIS a refreshed look that would better align with their mission and audience segments. We knew that this rebrand would help entice our target audience and contribute to our goal of increasing online engagement and website traffic. The organization's original name, Oasis Network, was often confused with the local radio station, also labeled Oasis Network. It also just didn't convey their purpose, so we decided to change the name to Oasis Opportunities. This was meant to keep some brand recognition while also highlighting the fact that Oasis's services open up new opportunities for success for students in need. And then when it came to our new look for OASIS, we also considered our target audience as well as the organization's mission of helping students succeed. We created a brand identity that felt youthful, positive, and playful, while ultimately still professional. As you'll see throughout the presentation, the elements of the new branding and campaign graphics often tie back to OASIS's roots in the world of education. And to ensure that our client was set up for success in the future, we included all design templates and brand assets along with our comprehensive brand guide. We also created an entirely new website, and this site enabled overworked SSWs to quickly place orders for at-risk students and allows teachers to contact OASIS if they know a child who is in need. Before the official launch of our campaign, we presented our research findings and our campaign strategy to Dawn and her board of advisors for approval. We created these mock-ups, you see, to showcase OASIS's new name and branding and to also get them excited for what we had in store. We want to note that because OASIS works so closely with the school district, we had to get everything approved by Dawn and her board of advisors before anything was officially promoted or published. Okay, now let's get into campaign messaging. Our campaign's messaging is centered around the tagline of Essentials to Exceptional, which communicates OASIS's mission of helping students achieve success. We felt that this messaging tied into our campaign objectives and would appeal well to our target audience. The primary message that we wanted to get across was how OASIS's services could be the beginning of an entirely new path for a student who is struggling financially. We also came up with several campaign headlines that followed the same structural format, such as From New Looks to New Beginnings.
So at this point, we outlined our strategy and new branding, but it was time to create tactics that would support our strategy and reach our target audience. Since we know that SSWs are often on the road traveling to their various schools and teachers are regularly commuting to schools as well, we felt like a billboard advertisement and radio advertisement would be great ways to reach our target audience. So our billboard here was donated to us by Outfront Media. It went live May 17th and will run until mid-June. The ad will be showcased across 3 Hillsborough County locations and should receive over 400,000 impressions. We received donated radio placements from iHeartRadio on across 4 stations that you'll see here. Not only did this connect to our target audience, but it also helped us raise general public awareness about OASIS and how they help our community. So we want to give you a listen to this radio ad, but please be aware that it starts off with a school bell So just prepare your audio accordingly.
Raise your hand if you want your students to reach their full potential. Oasis is a nonprofit that provides school clothes and basic items to kids who need them most, from essentials to exceptional. Visit oasisopportunities.org to find out more.
So in total, this ad ran or aired in 314 spots and acquired over 1 million impressions, which is pretty crazy.
We were also able to receive donated display ads, which would run on WTSP.com, which is a local news website that teachers and social workers often interact with. And we thought this would be a great way to contribute to our goal of increasing engagement on online channels.
So after learning through research that our target audience preferred Facebook as their social media channel, we were eager to see the results that would come from our Facebook campaign. These ads you see here were launched on Facebook and Instagram at the end of March until April. We made our CTA landing page views due to our budget and our objective of increasing website traffic. We received 24 views, 17 being women and 5 being men. And overall, the campaign reached over 1,000 people, and it did much better on Facebook than Instagram.
We also launched an email campaign that would be distributed to social workers directly through their internal email system, which would ensure that all recipients would receive the information that we wanted them to.
Our main call to actions of the email campaign were redirects to the newly created order form and online toolkit. This order form made it easy for SSWs to access and request Oasis Essentials during their busy workday. With easier accessibility to Oasis Essentials, we were hopeful that it would encourage more SSWs to access the program and ultimately serve more students.
The toolkit was beneficial to SSWs as well to distribute important Oasis information to teachers and the school community. We anticipated that these efforts would also increase internal awareness within the public school system, which will enable more children in Hillsborough County to receive essential items that allow them to achieve success.
So our team created 12 organic social posts for Oasis to share the new branding and campaign messaging that we created. We also provided them with templates and assets to help them continue posting in the future. So now the fun part, how did our campaign do?
We were absolutely ecstatic to find that we had an increase of 562 students served this year compared to last year. This number was 73% higher than our original goal of 150 students.
We had a 3.5 increase in overall social media engagement, which is less than our anticipated goal, but overall we found this stat impressive because most of our work was based off organic efforts. We also had a 32% increase in weekly website visits, which is 27% higher than our original goal.
We estimated the value of this campaign at over $100,000 based on individual hours worked plus all our donated media. And of course, this all came at zero cost to our client. And in May, we presented our findings and results to the client and the board, and they expressed sincere gratitude for all of our hard work.
But don't just take our word for it. Let's hear exactly what Dawn had to say. This is an excerpt from our presentation to Dawn and her board of advisors back in May.
And you guys have really given us so many tools with what you have done to be able to, I don't feel like this is the end of the campaign by any stretch of the imagination.
So we are extremely proud of our campaign and the fact that we were not only able to help our client, but also contribute largely to our community. So thank you so much for your time and attention.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Ad2 Tampa Bay. At this time, we'll be placing you into a breakout room with all of our judges for up to 7 minutes of Q&A. And just as a reminder, you can leave directly from the breakout room. Thank you for presenting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to Tampa Bay's presentation. We will see you all back here at 4:35 p.m. Eastern for Add to Houston. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We will begin here in just about 5 minutes for our next presenting team, Add2 Houston, at 4:35 p.m. Eastern. Hi, Houston team. You can all begin setting up your presentation and sharing your screen, and then we will intro you in just about 3 minutes. And once we do that, you can begin.
That's right? Your name's right. Yes. Okay.
Why is still there? Why is the stone bar there?
No, because it's actually recording.
Oh.
Alrighty, hello everybody, and welcome back to the Add2 Public Service Competition. Please join me in welcoming our next presenting team, which is Add2 Houston. To the Houston team, once you begin speaking, you will have 15 minutes to present, and I will give you time updates in the chat at 5 minutes remaining, 2 minutes remaining, and 30 seconds remaining. With that being said, Houston, I will pass it over to you. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Maite.
And I'm Mark. We're Add2 Houston. Today, we're going to present the work that we did for Lily's Toy Box here in Houston.
So we know that life is not ever perfect. children go through many traumatic events.
such as wildfires, tornadoes, earthquakes, and since we're here on the Gulf Coast, more often than not, hurricanes.
So when Hurricane Harvey struck Houston, things seemed hopeless for a lot of people in the city. That's when Lily Du Bois, 11-year-old Lily Du Bois, saw this as an opportunity and decided she wanted to do something about it.
So she took her own Lego set and donated it to kids in need here in Houston after the storm. This is the moment that Lily's Toy Box began. Since then, Lily's has been able to donate thousands of toys across the country for kids after going through challenging times. But there's always room for more, always room to help more kids. This is when we sat down with the client to discuss opportunity spaces for growing and expanding Lily's Toy Box.
And these are the areas that we decided to focus on: brand awareness and visibility, build social community, a new branded website, and increase website traffic.
After coming up with these goals, we looked through their social media stats, try to understand their target audience better. We discussed it with the client. This is when we decided to focus on socially conscious moms between the ages of 30 and 50 that care about children's welfare, of course, and are active in their community.
So with this audience in mind, we brainstormed 3 different campaign ideas that would address these challenges and presented them to the client for feedback. These 3 campaign ideas were Friends When You Need Them the Most, Rebuilding Home, Strengthening Family, and Comfort After a Storm.
After discussing with the client, we decided to go with the Comfort After a Storm concept. We mixed in elements of the Friends campaign. This is a way to focus on the comfort that toys bring to children after going through challenging times. And of course, with this, we decided to introduce our new mascot, Teddy, that would accompany Lily on her mission to help kids around the country.
So these are the campaign elements we created. We designed a brand guide that would help keep the brand consistent across different media, even after our work with Lily is done.
Next, we want to focus on Lily's web presence. The old website didn't quite match the brand guide, and we also wanted to create something that was more user-friendly and editable by Lily's team long after we were gone. So we took the new brand guides and built a new website from scratch using Wix, optimizing this website for SEO and adding in a new style and look for Lily's.
Then we helped the client sign up for Google Ads. This made us receive $10,000 a month to use on Google Ads. This would help us write ads to help them reach a wider audience. And then we focus on video ads for the social media. And this is our lovely storyboard that was built for the client.
Next, we got to filming, and most of the team had a really fun time filming, except for Guido and I that got stuck watering the window for the rain effect. But the end result was really cool.
It's not just a toy, but the comfort a child needs. During a hurricane, when the rain just seems like it'll never stop, it's natural for a child to tremble through the storm. Then they remember their favorite toy. With a big hug, they find comfort. Like a rainbow after a storm, it makes them smile.
Lily's Toy Box delivers the toys that provide comfort to kids after stormy hardships. Be the rainbow after the storm. Donate at lilystoybox.com.
Houston is a big driving town.
No question about it.
So we decided to focus on radio to reach a wider audience. We sat down and wrote 3 different radio ads. The first was introducing our mascot.
Hi, I'm Teddy. As a stuffed animal, my job is to provide comfort to children. Just like a rainbow after a storm, a favorite toy can dry your tears. That's why my good friend Lily began a mission to connect toys like me with children who are most in need of comfort.
Lily's Toy Box delivers the toys that provide comfort to kids after stormy hardships.
Whether it's a hurricane or other natural disaster, or even a global pandemic, kids find comfort in toys.
To help our mission, go to lilystoybox.com.
Next, we wanted to create another ad featuring Lily herself discussing Lily's Toy Box and their mission.
Hi, I'm Lily. In 2017, during Hurricane Harvey, as my parents and I sheltered in place, I saw on the news kids who had to evacuate their homes. I knew I wanted to do something, but I didn't know how. I decided I would donate my toys. I gave away a Lego set and never looked back. Many years and thousands of toys later, we are still helping kids suffering through natural disasters and other hardships. Join me in my mission. Go to lilystoybox.com and donate today.
And last, which we don't have here, we created one more ad with a narrative that aligns with the video that you saw previously.
Hi, I'm Teddy.
Okay. Next, we created informational flyers with Lily's story on them that had a QR code that took people to the new website. And these are what our efforts achieved. We received the support of many organizations, both national and local.
Through Google Ads, we estimate that we'll be able to reach 2,000 or more people on the new website. Radio placements, we estimate additional 1.5 million in reach weekly. As for social media, during the time working with them, the following on Facebook increased by 31%, and Instagram following was about doubled.
So for radio, video, and overall work hours, our campaign value in total was $35,000. With Google Ad grants, it was $120,000, $10,000 a month over the next 12 months. This made our total campaign value reach $155,000 at no cost to the client.
We would like to thank our amazing team of designers, writers, sound techs, and videographers for the work that we were able to accomplish. The most important thing is we were able to accomplish was to help a worthy organization continue its mission to deliver comfort to children going through life's hardships.
And so we hope you enjoyed watching us, and thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much to the Add to Houston team. At this time, we will be putting your entire team and all of our judges into a breakout room for up to 7 minutes of Q&A. And just as a reminder, you can leave the meeting directly from that breakout room. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you to everybody who tuned in to watch Add to Houston present. We will see you back here for our final team presentation at 5:05 p.m. Eastern, which will be with Add to Hawaii. Thank you. Hello all and welcome back to the Add to Public Service competition. We'll begin here in just about 5 minutes for our next team, Add to Hawaii, at 5:05 p.m. Eastern. Hi, Add to Hawaii. At this time, you can begin preparing for your presentation and sharing your screen, and we will intro you in just about 3 minutes.
Perfect. Thank you. Try not to sniff. Yeah. It's me every time. Okay, you clicked on the right thing, right? Yeah. Okay.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Add to Public Service competition. We are down to our final presenting team, so thank you to everybody who has stuck with us all day. It has definitely been a long day, but we are so happy with how everything has gone so far. So with that being said, please welcome me in joining our final presenting team all the way from Add to Hawaii. Add to Hawaii team, once you begin speaking and presenting, you will have 15 minutes to present, and I will give you time updates in the chat at 5 minutes remaining, 2 minutes remaining and 30 seconds remaining. So with that being said, the floor is yours.
Hi, I'm Lauren.
And I'm Amanda.
And we're the public service co-chairs of Add to Hawaii.
The power of the 3 take cares. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, and take care of this place. Such a simple concept, but so important in the community we live in. Keeping the 3 take cares at the forefront of everything we do will keep us accountable in creating and sustaining the best community and lifestyle that will support the people of Hawaii. 85 to 90% of Hawaii's food is imported. The issue with this is that it makes us so dependent on outside sources to survive. But Hawaii didn't always have such a huge dependency on imported goods. For hundreds of years, Hawaii natives built their lives, homes, and livelihood from nothing. They cultivated the land and thrived in a community that supported one another and did not depend on others, as it was physically impossible to do so, being in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, thousands of miles away from anyone. They all embodied the aloha spirit and lived with the 3 take cares. However, after becoming part of the United States in 1959, our islands and people have become very dependent on outsourcing and tourism since becoming one of the world's top vacation destinations. Although we welcome all visitors with aloha and continue to take care of those who come in, it has left us in a state that has overshadowed the 3 take cares and highly dependent on imported goods.
So, for our campaign, we set out to look for a client that really advocated for food security in Hawaii. Hawaii Farm to School Hui is a leading educator and advocate for incorporating land-based education into school systems and promote food sustainability. In Hawaiian, hui is a wide group of people uniting around an idea. A hui exemplifies diversity yet unity around a common goal, nearly identical to what it means to follow the 3 take cares. Our client wants to solve the problem of being so dependent on imported goods from the root. There are a growing statewide network of organizations and individuals collaborating to connect children and youth with locally grown foods, land-based education, and leadership opportunities. And although Amanda and I are located on the island of Oahu, Hawaii Farm to School Hui operates on 5 islands in the state of Hawaii: Kauai, Oahu, Molokai, Maui, and Hawaii Island. With this in mind, our campaign was targeted for all 5 islands. So, what is Farm to School anyways?
Farm to School is a movement incorporating school gardens and hands-on learning for kids so they can open up their minds to what is out there and what is possible. It follows the motto, kids win, farmers win, communities win. A 10th grade student, Lily, explained to us that she learned about the Farm to School movement because she was assigned a project that had her research existing farming practices in Hawaii. She saw for herself that there are real solutions out there that can decrease Hawaii's dependence on imported goods. This discovery motivated her to get involved in the community and learn more about local farming practices and what she can do to make a difference. This is just one example. If we could expose as many students as we can to this same type of curriculum, we could see this happening on a much grander scale.
Our client advocates for the experience Lily had in school. If we could elevate the public's awareness on who our client is, we could capitalize on the opportunity to support more kids like Lily. In order to boost Hawaii's food security, Hawaii Farm to School Hui needs to improve their capacity and who they are and what they do. Doing so will grow the number of informed members and increase community involvement.
For the remainder of our presentation, we will go over our campaign strategy, creative execution, media deliverables, campaign value, and results. Our strategy was to empower Hawaii's youth to take control of their food future by exposing them to farm-to-school programs.
Exposing students to farm-to-school programs will educate them about sustainable food practices in Hawaii, creating a ripple effect to bring Hawaii back to cultivating more of the land and decreasing the need for imported goods.
Our clients' drawbacks will emphasize why exposure to farm-to-school programs and increasing awareness was the sole focus of our strategy. First, our client functions at low capacity with only 1 full-time and 1 part-time employee running their entire organization. They also had a poor social and digital media presence. When visiting their website, it was difficult to navigate and find more information about their organization. And lastly, our client did not have enough support beyond their internal networks. Keeping this in mind, the goals for this campaign were to educate and increase awareness by 75% about our client's cause and what they do. Second, it was to grow youth participation and leadership in Hawaii's Farm to School movement. And lastly, position our client with the proper tools when they are ready to provide more specific information to the community on how they can support the Hui's efforts. For our campaign, we had two target audiences. Our primary target audience were students, while our secondary target audience were educators. Our primary target audience consists of high school and college students. It is essential that these students join the Farm to School movement because this work can only be successful when the next generation of leaders are a part of the planning and implementation process. Too often, this work is led by folks that are more advanced in their careers and are removed by time and circumstance from the experience of children in school. Having high school and college students at the table will ensure that this work is informed by those close to the experience. This collective group makes up a huge part of the generation that believes that when you know better, you do better. They understand the power of knowledge and how important it is to be an active member of their community. Our secondary target audience consists of teachers, mentors, and parents, as they are the ones responsible for educating our primary target audience. They have also dedicated a huge part of their lives to nurturing the minds of this generation. And without them, our students would not have the opportunity to benefit from initiatives like Farm to School programs. We showcased real students being hands-on with local produce and local school gardens. Understanding how important exposure and awareness was for our client to succeed in their efforts, we created an updated photo library that was designed to build a new, fresh, consistent look that would visually appeal to our primary target audience. Following our creative strategy, we knew that when our target would see themselves throughout our campaign, it would capture their attention to follow our campaign and not just gloss over it. These images are featured on our client's new landing page, social media posts, and digital ad creatives. From the start, we needed to have something to tie everything together and base the campaign's energy and purpose off of. So, our committee came up with a new slogan: learn, grow, eat. And by touching on different aspects of the Hui's mission, the slogan gives the Hui flexibility to focus on teaching, growing, or consumption without needing to change the wording. This short and edgy tagline will appeal to our young target audience, and the slogan feels like a rallying cry and generates the feeling to take action. We produced an integrated campaign using digital and traditional media. We focused on amping up our clients' presence on platforms like Instagram and YouTube to target our younger demographic, while still incorporating TV and radio to capture our older demographic. Throughout our campaign, we hosted 2 photo shoots and 1 video shoot. Our client now has over 300 new photos to add to their minimal photo library. We also focused on other popular platforms our primary target would be on. In addition to revamping their Instagram and Facebook, we portioned out a part of our budget to boost content for awareness. Their Instagram was mainly filled with wordy documents and repeat posts, both characteristics of an account many students may just scroll past and avoid. In order to capture our target's attention while still sharing the same important information, we revamped their posts to follow the aesthetic built for this campaign. We knew we would have to keep up with practices that have been flourishing on Instagram in order to attract our younger demographic. So we created reels for our client to share important information, such as important upcoming conferences that could get the youth involved, like their We Grow conference, which is a conference for students, run by students, all focused on educating participants on school gardens and hands-on activities to learn how to properly care for the land. Due to our clients' low capacity, they wanted to be very hands-off when it came to posting on their social media. However, we couldn't just bypass this media outlet, as it would be a major hindrance to our strategy to expose our target to Farm to School. So, our committee members put together a social media calendar using Loomly, an app that allows posts to be created, reviewed, and scheduled to publish ahead of time, giving our clients the hands-off experience they desired while still strengthening their social media presence. Because Loomly is new to our clients, our team recommended setting up a workshop to show them how to utilize and implement Loomly beyond our campaign. Our main effort for digital ads was creating a 30-second spot to promote on YouTube. We have 30 seconds to capture their attention, to inspire and motivate them. So we needed to empower them and show them the importance of getting involved and believing that they can make a difference in building a sustainable future for Hawaii.
Let's take a look at what we created.
Because I am the future.
Because I care about where my food comes from.
Because it's my kuleana.
Because we are what we eat.
Because Hawaii can be sustainable.
Because our school garden is my favorite classroom. Because we are the future.
Learn, grow, eat. Hawaii Farm to School Hui. Join the movement.
Since this was made for digital ads, we made sure to incorporate proper YouTube targeting specs to reach our target audience. Some of the specs were educators, students, and sustainability.
To ensure our secondary target audience would get interested and involved, we also broadcasted the commercial on TV, as that is a popular platform for them. This was very purposeful because we knew that the secondary target has a lot of influence on our primary target, given that they are the parents, mentors, and teachers and would spread the word to them. 4 local TV stations donated 1 year of airtime to play our spot. Knowing how important consistent and repeat exposure is to stay relevant to our target, we also spent $1,000 to secure more airtime on Spectrum through local channels.
In addition, we also converted our video ad into a 30-second radio spot, also hitting our secondary target audience.
At the end of the spot, the call to action leads the viewer to the new landing page our committee designed and created for our client. We also had the client put the link to this page in their Instagram bio. We made sure that the landing page had a user-friendly design so that whoever you are, student, teacher, or even food producer, you are able to find relevant information with ease and as quickly as possible.
Our committee recommended hosting a WordPress workshop so that our client is able to navigate the new landing page that we created for them.
Keeping things digital, we wanted to create ads that were on brand with our campaign. These static banners featured our campaign slogan and featured the images from our shoots. To hit our secondary target, these ads appeared on 2 local news station websites. When clicked on, the viewer would then be transported back to the new landing page.
Knowing that we wanted to leave our client with tools they could use beyond our campaign, we created a media kit so that our clients can easily promote themselves in the future.
Now, let's take a look at the value and results of our campaign. We had a total budget of $5,000. Everything else was covered by donations from the community.
Although we have more to come, over the course of 3 months, we were able to build a brand new photo library of more than 300 photos, a commercial and website landing page with essential information for our client, all things they've never had before. And after 3 months, we received over 72,000 impressions on YouTube, 6,000 impressions on Instagram, 1,000 visits on their website landing page, 6,100 plays on TV, and 6,300 plays on radio stations. Altogether, this adds up to a total of 84,500 impressions, not including TV and radio. In total, our campaign value was over $352,000.
Looking back at our goals, we met and surpassed our benchmark of increasing awareness by 75%. Since schools are on break, we are waiting to measure signups for things like the Hui's Youth Food Council and their We Grow conference once students return. So we will determine if we have met our second goal of increasing awareness, youth participation at that time. Lastly, we succeeded in giving our client the tools they'll need for a successful future beyond our campaign. We saw it firsthand, building this campaign, how much our community is willing to support us and a really great cause, since we all have that common goal and understanding to take care of yourself, take care of each other, and take care of this place. Mahalo.